Let me start with something most people don't want to hear. Your first $10,000 will not come from investing, not from stocks, not from crypto, not from some secret strategy you saw on social media. And that's exactly why most people never reach it. They are obsessed with returns before they build control. They look for the perfect investment, while their finances are leaking in every direction. Today, I want to walk you through the 3 real steps that actually get normal people to their first $10,000. No hype, no overnight success, no fake motivation, just principles that work in the real world. Welcome to Oriole Money Club, the place where we talk about money, mindset, and wealth in a simple and realistic way. There is something fundamentally different about the first $10,000, not because of the number itself, but because of what it represents psychologically. Before that moment, money controls you. You think about it constantly. You react emotionally. You feel pressure every time an unexpected expense shows up. After that moment, something shifts. You stop reacting. You start deciding. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, not because they are lazy or irresponsible, but because their money has no structure. Money comes in. Money goes out. And no one is really in charge. The first $10,000 is the point where that pattern starts to break. It is the moment you prove to yourself that you can plan, execute, and stay consistent over time. And that proof is more powerful than any return on investment. Step 1. Build a system before you build wealth. If your finances are chaotic today, more money will not fix that. It will only amplify the chaos. That's why the first step has nothing to do with investing. It has everything to do with structure. You do not need complex tools. You do not need advanced spreadsheets. You do not need financial genius. You need a simple system that runs without emotion. For most people, the most practical starting point is the 50-30-20 framework. 50% of your income goes to needs: housing, food, transportation, basic bills. 30% goes to wants: comfort, entertainment, lifestyle, and 20% goes to saving and investing. Is this framework perfect? No. But it creates one habit that changes everything. You pay yourself first. The moment your income arrives, 20% is removed. Not later. Not at the end of the month. Immediately. This eliminates decision fatigue. Because the truth is simple. You cannot rely on motivation to build wealth. Motivation fades. Structure stays. Why most people never save consistently. Most people save what is left, and there is never anything left. As income increases, spending quietly expands. A raise becomes a better phone. A bonus becomes a vacation. A promotion becomes a more expensive lifestyle. There is nothing wrong with enjoying life. The mistake is doing it before your future is secured. When saving happens first, spending becomes intentional. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Is this worth it?" That shift alone puts you ahead of most people. Step 2. Understand the real purpose of your first $10,000. This is where most people fail. They believe the first $10,000 should change their lifestyle. It should not. It should change your identity. Your first $10,000 is not an investment portfolio. It is proof. Proof that you can delay gratification. Proof that you can say no. Proof that you can follow a plan even when nothing exciting is happening. This money should feel boring. It should sit somewhere safe. A high-interest savings account. A broad index fund. Nothing risky. Nothing flashy. Because the real return is psychological. Once you see 5 digits saved, your internal narrative changes. You stop seeing yourself as someone who barely keeps up. You start seeing yourself as someone who builds. And that mental shift affects every decision you make after that. Why spending your first $10,000 is a mistake. Many people reach this milestone and immediately reward themselves. A car, a trip, a lifestyle upgrade. Emotionally, it feels deserved. Financially, it destroys momentum. Because the first $10,000 is not excess money. It is your foundation. Once it disappears, you don't just lose the money. You lose confidence. You lose patience. You lose the proof that you can stick to a long-term plan. Keeping that money intact trains something far more valuable than returns. It trains restraint. And restraint is the skill that separates people who build wealth from people who chase it. Step 3. Increase income. Only after control. Most people start here, and that's why they stay stuck. More income without structure does not create wealth. It creates bigger spending habits. Only after you have control does increasing income make sense. This does not mean working non-stop. It means being strategic, negotiating your salary, learning a high-value skill, freelancing, building an online project, creating a side income stream, not to get rich fast, but to accelerate a system that already works. When every additional dollar has a job, progress becomes predictable. 10,000 becomes 20. 20 becomes 50. 50 becomes 100. Not through luck, through consistency. The part most people never talk about. The first $10,000 takes time, months, sometimes years. And that is normal. Social media shows highlights, not processes. Real wealth is built quietly. What you are really building during this phase is not money. You are building discipline, patience, long-term thinking, emotional control. Most people quit right before momentum starts. But once momentum begins, everything feels different. Saving becomes automatic. Spending becomes conscious. Investing becomes rational. Money stops being stressful and starts being useful. Your first $10,000 won't make you rich, but it will change how you think. You stop reacting. You start choosing. You think before you spend. You question bad decisions. You focus on the long term. That's the real difference. The line between reacting and choosing. If this video helped you see money differently, please subscribe. This channel is about money, mindset, and building wealth without hype. This is Oriole Money Club.